$5 million free roll. 2,000 players converge on December 13th in Las Vegas. One person will win $1 million. Will it be you? Sign up now at clubwptgold.com using code YouTube to be one of 3 people who wins their passport this week.
Two beautiful chess masters try to steal a high-stakes poker title. It might sound like a Hollywood movie, but not only is it true, it's happening tonight only on the WPT.
So let's get down to the action.
And there you see all 6 players within 200,000 of each other. That's something you see very rarely out here on the World Poker Tour. Well, everybody is so tightly bunched in chip count.
That is true, Mike. And let's talk about the antes. 5,000 blinds are 20 and 40, pretty expensive. And here we go. First to act, Damon Schramm. He folds his hand. Now George Rechnitzer.
He's got those suited cards you like to see flops with, but not him. Dan Heimiller going to limp in here with the Queen Jack.
Yes, he is. Now Davidi Kitai with a Jack-9. Won't play that mess.
Around to the chess master, Almira Skripchenko.
Yeah, kind of has a nothing hand. 8-4, won't play, but Dinara.
Well, another great chess player says, okay, let's have a flop here. She's got the King 5. And flops top pairs. It comes King 10-3. She needs right out in bed. And Dan Heimiller beats her in the pot.
Quick call by an open-ended Dan Heimiller, but he's not going to catch it there. 7 of spades on the turn. And Dinara is going to check that top pair.
Gonna give Heimiller the free draw to beat her.
Yeah, open-ended straight. Will he catch it?
Doesn't happen as the board pair 7s.
Dinara's going to check the top pair, and Dan says no mas. The young lady from Montreal, Canada, taking down hand number 1 at the Commerce Casino.
Yeah, I think most pros in that spot with a Queen Jack in the cutoff would have raised pre-flop. Chances are Dan would have won the pot rather than lost it to the chess player, Dinara Khaziyeva.
What talent this young lady has put together, and now she's at a final table on the World Poker Tour. She's first to act in this hand. She has an attractive-looking King 10 of clubs.
Well, Vince, we've got a couple other great chess players in the poker world. Guys that have won WPT titles, like 2-time champ Howard Lederer and Dan Harrington. Both good chess players.
Right now, this one with King 10 is going to raise, makes it 105,000 to go.
Yeah.
Into the 42-year-old from Indiana, Minnesota. He's going to fold.
You like to see her get aggressive under the gun. That's what she's doing.
Rechnitzer not going to play. And Heimiller also laying down his hand.
Davidi Kitai out as well, so around to the big blind. Now Almira's got the 10-9 suited, 10-9 of diamonds. She's going to make the call. So the women chess players are going to battle it out here.
Whoa.
King 10-9.
Both flop 2 pair. Almira quickly checks.
You're going to see castles and queens and rooks and bishops all thrown at each other right here, Vince, I can tell you.
Dinara with the top 2 pair can make the continuation bet 130,000.
Well, Almira going all in, and I don't blame her here. There's 2 hearts on the board, a possible straight out there.
All right. Good call.
Now she's made the call, and she's going to love it. As Almira turns up the bottom 2 pair, she's got the top 2 pair. Her opponent has 2 outs, as we say. Must catch a 9 to win this pot.
And look at this, Dinara has more chips. Got it covered.
So Almira about to get checkmated right out of here in 6th place.
Unless a miracle happens. Here we go with the turn. Dinara loving this situation. Here we go with 4th Street.
Oh, a 9 on the turn. Oh. And there you see the shock look on Almira's face. She can't believe it. And there's a disappointed look, one of unbelievable anguish by Dinara.
That is an abomination for Dinara.
Now must catch a king or a 10 to win the pot. So an unbelievable draw out on the turn, 7 of diamonds on the river, and Almira is going to double up. And I can assure you, Dinara feels like she lost her queen and both rooks right there in an instant.
That is a complete nightmare for Dinara. But Almira Skripchenko now is the chip leader with that extreme luck. On we go. Damon Schramm from Minnesota, not going to play this hand. Rechnitzer out, Dan Heimiller also folding. Now it's up to Davidi Kitai. Now he's going to let the girls battle it out again, and look who has a big hand.
No worries.
She's going all in.
Okay, cool.
Well, Dinara's pot committed. She's in the big blind, only has one big blind left. So she can hold any two cards here. Unfortunately, she's dominated as her opponent has ace-10. She has a 10 deuce. Let's see if she can get lucky.
Well, Brunson hand. Will she get lucky with it?
It seems like if there was any poker justice, she would get lucky here after the last hand.
Will Dinara run out of dinero? We will see. 5 cards to come.
Well, here comes a flop, an ace right in the door. As it comes ace, king, 8. Unfortunately, Dinara drawing dead to win as we saw Damon and George fold a 2. It could come queen jack where she could split this pot. That's her only hope to stay alive. Doesn't happen as the 6 comes off. So that is going to do it for the sweet lady from Montreal. She is going to finish in 6th place. But you talk about tough luck. Lost to a 2-outer when she would have been the dominant chip leader at this table.
That's Dinara's fiance, Emmanuel, in a state of shock as well. To get that kind of hand, you get a tough beat.
Спасибо, я так рада.
Now, that's something you don't see from guys that bust each other.
Спасибо.
And Mike, she has to walk away in 6th place. George Rechnitzer at Commerce Casino Rounder folds his hand.
Dan Heimiller, pro player. Picks up ace-king, and he's going to raise it, makes it 100,000 to go.
Davidi going to fold his hand, and now it's on our chip leader.
Cheers, Steven again.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Oh, this could be interesting. She's got a nice hand. No, she's going to lay down 5s. And now it's on the part-time model and lawyer.
Raise.
That's Damon Schramm, and he says raise with ace-10.
He's come over the top here. Going to make it 200,000 to go.
All in.
And quickly, Dan Heimiller goes all in.
Oh, you want to send me home already?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
I got nothing for me at home. I got 3-day-old Chinese and a half a bottle of milk.
Oh, this could be a disaster for Damon, the 42-year-old from Minnesota.
Yeah, if you don't stick around, no free buffet.
This is a tough call to make. You're not really pot committed at this point. I think you can easily lay this down.
Well, you see how confident Dan looks about his hand, too. I think it should be an easy lay down with the tails of Dan Heimiller.
Call.
And he's made the call.
Yay.
Pair?
Well, right now, the lawyer's case about to be closed if he doesn't get lucky here with the ace-10 against the ace-king.
The gavel has hit the lawyer's hand at this point. Heimiller got him wrapped up with ace-king over ace-10 with 5 cards to come. Here's the flop.
A king right on the flop as it comes king 9-6. Dan Heimiller sort of praying to the poker gods there, saying thank you for that flop. Now let me just avoid 2 running cards to make it straight. There you go. 5 comes up. Winner, winner, chicken dinner for Dan Heimiller. He doubles up.
Yes, he does, and that is going to put Damon Schramm on an extreme short stack.
So Damon is not out, but he is crippled, just as we saw Dinara was a moment ago.
And look at this, he picks up the weapons of past destruction. Pair of aces just like that.
Just doubled up the last hand and now picks up 2 aces the very next deal.
Makes it 80,000 to go. Davidi out. Our chip leader Almira also folding. Now it's on Damon Schramm.
I'll go on.
He's only got 100,000 in total. He's in the blind now, so he's going to put it in with the king 10 of clubs. Dan quickly calls him, and you can see the expression on the lawyers and part-time model's face there. Dan Heimiller can hardly hide his glee here. He's got a chance to bust a player right out of this tournament. Let's see if Damon can get lucky here.
Damon's parents that came out here from Minnesota to watch him. Can he get lucky? Gets one of the kings.
King.
Well, pretty good flop for him as it comes king 9-8.
10 or king. 10 or king.
To the turn we go.
Well, it's a 6. This gives him a
7.
straight draw. He now needs a king, a 10, or a 7 to win this pot. Otherwise, it'll be case closed for the lawyer.
Down to the river. No, another 6 on the board.
So that's going to do it for the likable lawyer from Minnesota, Damon Schramm.
Yeah, his mom and dad in the audience made the trip to Minnesota to see their son Damon play. That is a big effort for the lawyer and model.
Well, Ben, you'd have to say the model fell off the runway tonight, out in 5th place.
Chicken dinner, yeah.
All right, action on Dan Heimiller. He's going to raise with a pair of 8s, makes it 120 to go. Davidi folding.
Around to Almira. She looks down at ace queen. These are the two big chip leaders that have hands here. Will the two chip leaders clash here?
Yep, the chess champ pondering this decision.
A re-raise.
Oh, she's going to re-raise.
She does come over the top. Let's see how much that's going to be. It is a healthy re-raise.
Good raise.
Up to 480,000.
George Rechnitzer, who plays a lot at the Commerce Casino, hasn't played a hand here tonight, folds.
And I think Dan knows she's going to be pot committed, meaning if he comes over the top, moves all in, she's going to call. So he also knows he's probably at best going to be in a race situation. But Heimiller going to fold here. Just wants to wait for a better spot to put his chips in there. Doesn't want to race for all the money.
I was counting how many chips I'd have left after we went all in because I have a little bit more.
Okay, back to this hand. The blinds are going up to 25 and 50.
Actions on our chip leader, Almira. She looks down at Jack-8 offsuit and folds.
Yeah, George Rechnitzer not going to play, but Dan Heimiller with an ace-7 of clubs just calling.
He actually just called before the flop.
Davidi Kitai now with Jack-9, no raise by him. Here's the flop. And it's a nice one for Heimiller, hitting aces.
Heimiller continuing to camouflage the fact he's got an ace in his hand by checking the flop.
Davidi not going to bet behind him. He checks as well. And on the turn, Heimiller hitting 3 of a kind, going to trap.
And he keeps trying to throw this guy rope, but the guy's not grabbing it.
No.
A 7 comes off. Heimiller with a full house here. Aces full of 7s.
I check.
Checks again.
Okay, queen eye is good.
What?
Queen eye is good.
I have a little bit better than that.
His opponent tells him queen high is good.
Wow.
Well, it just shows you, folks, all trappers don't wear fur hats.
You could use one.
He checked so quickly on the turn. I was sure that you had trips.
Don't wise up the suckers.
So much for your legendary, you know, thin value bet.
Almira with a little trash talk there. Welcome back to the WPT Invitational. 4 players remain going after this title here tonight.
There you see Dan Heimiller well out in front with over $2 million in chips. This is Dan's second WPT final table. He's looking for his first WPT title.
Yeah, what a player. Used to be a cab driver in Vegas. Now he's playing in the big time. This time a pair of 7s, gonna raise with it. Makes it 120,000 to go.
Right behind him, Davidi Kitai looks down at ace queen. Big hand.
Here's a World Series bracelet winner.
I go all in.
He's gonna push with this. All in. Almira goes away. George out.
So little to lose. So little to lose.
He's got over twice as many chips. I just can't see him laying this hand down here.
I guess I have to call. I call.
And he's gonna call it.
Exactly right. You might not like it, but you have to call it. You got to hope he's got the overcard where you're in a race situation. If Dan Heimiller wins this race, he'll be the monster chip leader with 3 players left. If Davidi wins it, he'll be the chip leader.
Allez.
Yeah, there's Davidi's friend rooting him on ringside. Davidi love to get lucky here and double up. Here comes the flop.
Well, an ace right on the flop. Davidi is taking the lead with 2 aces.
How do you like that? Oh, nice hit for the Belgian. A couple more cards to come.
Now the king comes off on the turn, so Heimiller must catch a 7 on the river to win this spot.
Just a 2-outer. Can he do it? No. A queen of diamonds on the river. Heimiller sits back down.
So just that quick, Heimiller loses half his stack, and Davidi is now the chip leader with 4 players left.
To the delight of his friend Davidi from Belgium, making it happen there.
$5 million free roll. 2,000 players converge on December 13th in Las Vegas. One person will win $1 million. Will it be you? Sign up now at clubwptgold.com using code YouTube to be one of 3 people who wins their passport this week.
I'm all in.
Well, he's all in the small blind.
Actions going to Davidi, our chip leader from Belgium. Davidi out.
Raise.
And here's Almira.
She's got the ace-9.
Of course, George, disgusted, is in. She's raised to 150. Now Dan Heimiller, oh, he has a pair of 10s here.
Call.
But he just calls.
Just calls. I'm a little surprised at that. Well, Vince, I think you got to ship it here with 2 10s.
He doesn't want to knock out the other action, wants to move up a little bit in prize money. But here we go.
Might have done the right thing as an ace comes off on the flop. It comes ace,
like
king,
that.
6. Dan's going to check. Almira moves all in with the top pair.
Heimiller. Look at his hand again, and no, he's going to fold. So the local, the Commerce player, the rounder from LA, George Rechnitzer, in a lot of trouble as he gets up.
Well, he's got to hit 2 runners, Vince. Combination of 2 5s and 4s or 2 running cards to make a straight. But as you said, he's out of chair. The jacket's going on. He knows it's probably bye-bye birdie for him.
Let's see on the turn.
Well, an ace comes off, so that's going to do it for the local George Rechnitzer. He is going to be out in 4th place.
Yeah, it was George's first time ever WPT event. He's got to be proud. A good sport as he hugs Almira.
He hugs her, but I think he's going to go off and kick himself for not playing the ace queen of diamonds early.
We're down to 3 players. This is getting exciting. Almira Kitai is our chip leader with $2.6 million, and he has a 9-8.
Raise.
And he's raising it up.
Makes it $150,000 to go on the button.
At the chess champ, Almira.
Cool.
Got a call with a king-jack.
She's in the small blind. Now Dan Heimiller.
All in.
He's chosen a more aggressive play, the all-in bet here.
Davidi with a situation. He's got a 9-8. It's about 380 more to call.
But he's still got Almira sitting on his left.
Certainly does.
So he's going to invite her into the pot if he just calls, and possibly she can move all in and shut him out of the pot.
The man from Belgium has called. Almira out.
Got a big hand, huh?
No.
They turn up the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I folded king jack.
Oh, Dan doesn't want to hear that.
He has the best hand right now with just the king high.
Yeah, he's got a chance of doubling up. Here we go, 9-8 versus king jack.
Well, an 8 right in the doors. It comes 8-4 deuce.
Unbelievable.
Davidi has outflopped him. He's in front now with the 2 8s.
That is a thing of beauty for Davidi. 8's in front. Turn card coming up. Well, it's a 10 of hearts now. That gives 4 hearts there for Dan.
Still in the lead. Card for Dan Heimiller. He can now catch a king, a jack, or a heart to win this pot. And the ace of hearts comes off. Oh, Dan Heimiller clapping. He made the best hand possible.
Oh, my.
The ace-king flush. Knows he was lucky he had 2 runners to win it after that flop.
The former taxi driver finds a wallet in the back. The first to act, the blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000. And right now, Dan, with the button, he has just a 6-4. What is he thinking here?
He's thinking he just won the last pot. And so I guess he thinks momentum's on his side. He's going to try to raise it here with 6-4 offsuit.
Davidi folds.
No one.
But look at this, Almira going all in with just ace-6.
She's played very conservative so far all night long, but picked a great spot to move over the top and all in.
Damn it.
Obviously, she must have a pretty good read on Dan Heimiller.
Stop facing like the hand.
Earlier at this final table, she said, I knew you had an ace in your hand when you were trying to camouflage it. Well, obviously, right there, she knew he didn't have anything in his hand.
All right, cards being dealt. Almira first to play. No, she's going to muck. And right now, Dan going to push with queen 5. Now, Davidi has a king 6 of diamonds. Can he make this call? Possibly.
Okay, cool.
Wow. Davidi called here with a king 6. Folks, it's a $770,000 all-in bet by Dan Heimiller. And I am surprised that the chip leader would jeopardize that many chips. However, he is out in front and has the best hand. Vince, wow. To put in $770,000 in that spot.
Well, maybe just suspected it was just an over-raise.
All right, that's the hand I was hoping you'd throw away.
Wow, what a call by Davidi. Let's see if the king high stands up.
They got a read on Dan. Last couple of hands, but here we go. Anything can happen on the flop.
A king comes right on the flop. So Dan Heimiller is going to have a lot of help to stay alive in this tournament. So Dan Heimiller is going to have to catch 2 runners, as we say, to win this pot. He is up against it right now.
Two runners. Need 2 runners.
That doesn't get it as the 6 comes off.
Yeah, that's kings and 6s for Davidi, and that's going to do it for Dan Heimiller. The the former taxi driver, driving off the cliff here at the Comet Casino.
I got to tell you, I could have never called a $770,000 bet with a king six. Like Davidi did there, but his timing perfect. Dan Heimiller out in third place.
Hugs around the table. They know they're going into a heads-up battle.
Out in third place. A bit of a roller coaster ride tonight. How was it?
It doesn't feel so hot right now. Last hand was a little difficult. I don't think I can remember any mistakes. Maybe the last one. I could have tossed it.
Oh, I'm confused. Is that Davidi or is that Hank Azaria in Along Came Polly? They're the same person.
Well, Davidi Kitai has about a 2-to-1 chip lead. He's got $3 million in chips. Almira Skripchenko starting out with $1,450,000 in chips.
A race.
Okay, with ace-6, Davidi gonna move the chips in. Makes it $210,000 to go.
Call.
Almira with a nice hand, queen 10, is gonna make the call.
Well, ace high, good hand playing heads up poker. Davidi knows it. He raised, but she's looking him up with the queen 10. And flop comes 9, 6 deuce, 2 clubs. She's gonna check.
Yep, Davidi gets a piece of that pair of sixes. Looks like he's gonna make the continuation bet with the sixes, $150,000.
Well, not a big pot into a pot that's got $440,000 in it, but enough to get the job done.
Yep, Almira neatly goes away.
So Davidi extends his chip lead. He has a World Series of Poker bracelet to his credit, trying to add a WPT title to his resume.
Almira this time with a king 7. And the button not gonna raise, just calling. And Davidi likes that when you have a nothing hand like that. To see a flop, he only has a 9 deuce. Here we go.
Now flop comes queen 9-4.
Davidi hits 9s. Almira hits nothing. They both check. Turn card coming up.
Jack of diamonds comes off.
Davidi first to act. Checks his 9s once again.
Look at this. She is going to bluff at this pot with just a king high. Bets $140,000. And Davidi lays his 9s down.
Yes, Almira has some game there. Betting when she doesn't hit.
Well, I think Davidi should have bet on the flop there. Find out where he's at. Probably would have won that pot rather than lost it. But give her credit for making a nice move on the turn to pick up the pot.
Well, this is a World Series winner. Davidi, very tough player from Belgium.
Race.
Can he manhandle Almira? This time he's going to try to do just that. He has raised, and Almira can't take the heat.
Well, Almira Skripchenko has a whole house full of chess trophies. I do think poker and chess have some similarities, Vince, because in chess, you're constantly thinking about moves way down the road, and in poker, you should be thinking about not only what you're going to do on this street, but what you're going to do on the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
Don't go too advanced on me there, Mike. All right, I'm just trying to keep up.
I'm trying to act like a smart chess player now, please.
All right. Davidi way out in front with 3.2 million, but Almira now with a pair of 7s. Her turn to strike. She's moved it up to 190,000. Davidi looks down the king 5 of hearts.
Well, we know the success he had with king 6 of diamonds against Dan Heimiller. When Heimiller moved all in, they called him.
I go all in.
Call.
Wow, he goes all in a quick call by Almira.
Well, she is in great shape. About a 2-to-1 favorite as the cards lie to double up here and take the chip lead.
Oh, they shake hands, 2 friends, the master and the apprentice.
Well, Vince, I thought he got lucky when, in my view, made a mistake by calling Dan Heimiller with a king 6. Here he's moved all in with a king 5. It could come back to bite him, especially as a 7 comes on the flop. She's hit the slot machine, 3 7s.
Jack of hearts.
Oh, what a thing of beauty for Almira.
Jack of hearts.
He's going to need 2 runners to make a straight or a
Jack
flush to
of
win this
hearts.
hand.
Come on.
And that's going to wrap it up. Almira's going to take down a good one.
Almira has doubled up and she has taken the lead.
Nice one.
One woman in the history of the World Poker Tour has taken a title. It was Van Wyn when she won this tournament a few years back. Almira trying to become the 2nd woman to win this same event.
And the blinds are going up to 50 and 100,000.
Right now, our current chip leader is the chess player from France, Almira Skripchenko. She's got about 2.8 million. Davidi Kitai from Belgium with about 1.7 million.
Race.
Action going to Davidi with the button. He's going to make it 240,000 with the queen deuce. And Almira's going to call with a 6-5.
She calls out of position with the 6 high. Let's see what happens. Here comes the flop. It's 9-3 deuce.
Davidi hitting deuces.
But she's leading out and betting with a gut shot straight draw.
She's going to bet 220.
And he calls her with bottom pair. This guy's got some gamble to him. You got to say that. Now a queen comes off.
Gives him 2 pair. Chess champ slows down. She checks.
Potential flush on the board now, so he checks, leery that she could have been on a flush draw.
Down to the river we go. Almira now hitting a pair of 5s, could get into a little trouble, but she's going to check.
So he's going to put a heavy bet out there of 400,000.
I call.
Oh boy, she's called.
Well, I don't know why she's calling here exactly. If he had 2 deuces or 2 threes, he'd probably check there. He could have a flush, he could have a straight. All she had was 2 5s. So very peculiarly, in my mind, why she would pay that off.
Yeah, she paid off the master. Davidi, the World Series champ, takes down that pot. Back to the next one. Almira this time with a 7-5.
Raise.
You know what? You got to appreciate her aggressiveness. She's going to raise. Makes this 240,000. And Davidi can't take the heat. He folds the hand. A couple years ago at the 2009 World Series No Limit Hold'em game, $2,000 buy-in. She did make a final table, so she's got some credits.
Well, Davidi's made 3 World Series of Poker final tables, including winning a bracelet at one of them.
Well, this time he's got an 8-7, and he's just going to call it. And Almira not going to raise with a 9-10. Here we go to the flop.
Yeah, flop comes queen 9-5.
Almira picking up 9s, but going to check. And Davidi with a inside straight draw. That's about it. He's going to bet 100,000.
Yep, he's got the gut shot draw, just trying to pick up the pot right here. But she calls him with the 2 9s. Oh, the 6 comes off the dream card for Davidi. He has made the straight. Right now, it's the best hand possible.
The chess champ checks. And the man from Brussels sticking out a bet with the straight, 240,000. Oh, she's going to call. Looks like, yep.
Well, she's drawing dead here. No card she can catch to win this pot. All she can do is catch one to get herself in more trouble.
Checking back to say, do I really have this? River card.
When the 9 comes up, a nightmare card for Almira, because to her looks like probably the best card she can get, and as it is, it may be the worst because she was drawing dead.
Wow, she checks it. A double-fisted 640,000 going out there.
Okay, flash the ID. I call. Call, I have a 9.
And she does make the call.
Straight.
Straight.
And she's gonna hate it. Oh, that's like taking the queen out on the chessboard. And right there, we got a new chip leader. Davidi has come back. He had taken the new
$5 million free roll. 2,000 players converge on December 13th in Las Vegas. One person will win $1 million. Will it be you? Sign up now at clubwptgold.com using code YouTube to be one of 3 people who wins their passport this week.
Well, a lot of women have had great success out here on the World Poker Tour at final tables.
The heads-up battle continues, and tonight we may have another woman that takes down the WPT title, Almira Skripchenko, in a tight battle here. She's got about 1.5 million up against Davidi Kitai, who has close to 3 million. Blinds are up to 60 and 120.
Well, Van Wyn won this exact tournament like Almira is trying to do.
Cool.
Here she's got the 10-8 of spade, limps in on the button.
All in.
And Davidi with a king 9, going to put the pressure on, says all in.
Just shuts her out of taking a flop by moving all in.
Nicely done by the 31-year-old poker pro, Davidi Kitai. He and Almira are good friends.
Well, you know she'd like to switch to chess right now. That's not the game we're playing tonight. It's poker.
This time Davidi looks down at a queen 3 of hearts.
I go all in.
Then he says all in.
Wow.
I call.
She's called him with the ace high. And Vince, if she wins this pot, she'll be the new chip leader in this heads-up battle.
Yeah, she's as cool as ice, makes a nice call with ace-deuce. And she's a favorite now, at least to double up and become the new chip leader again.
Well, in my view, Davidi's been very aggressive tonight. Made gambling plays with king 6, king 5, and here he's moved all in with the queen 3. Let's see if he can get lucky. As the cards lie, she's about a 2-to-1 favorite to win this pot.
Oh, I see an ace right there. That's great for Almira. She hits her aces, and Davidi hits a pair of 3s.
Now, Davidi's going to have to catch a queen or a 3 or 2 running cards to make a straight or a flush. Otherwise, she's going to double up and be the chip leader. Oh, a queen comes off on the turn. He's taking the lead. Unbelievable. She now must catch an ace, a jack, or a deuce.
What a sickening turn card for Almira.
It's just like her queen and 2 rooks jumped off the board.
Now she needs to suck out. River card coming up. Title at hand.
Well, a king, that's going to do it. The Belgian is going to take this title. So Vince's aggressive play with those marginal hands has paid off for the Belgian. He captures this WPT title.
We have a champion of the WPT Invitational, Davidi Kitai. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Which has a very good field, and then overall I made it to the final. Individually, if I've lost, I've learned a very important lesson, so never to give up. And I will be back.
And here's the champion of the WPT Invitational from Belgium, Davidi Kitai.